every single spot that I ever painted. That's what you can expect in this video. Hello guys, my name is Doke, and a while ago I built my own walls in my studio. During the building of the wall, I started to think about all these beautiful spots that I visited and painted over the past 13 years. And so I decided to record this video where I'll show you every single one of these places. I'll go in a chronological order, which means that I'll start with my very first graffiti piece, with my very first graffiti location, and I'll end with my last piece. As a mad guy, I'll also provide you with some interesting statistics, such as the number of pieces per spot, the exact number of pieces that I painted in my life, and so on. So let's take a deep breath, and let's begin. I started with graffiti when I was 12 years old in 2007. Back then I was living in a small village next to the capital city, Bratislava, and I was attending school in Bratislava at the location where I used to live for the first 11 years of my life. The school and the nearby area is the place where it all started. With my classmates, we are doing our first graffiti attempts with shitty markers everywhere possible. Trash cans, lamps, WCs in school, everywhere possible. We even created this mini bombing right under the windows of our class, and we were just so proud of that. But after markers, we wanted to try something better. We wanted to try spray paint. And this is where the real spot hunting began. We bought our very first really shitty spray paint in this shop behind me, and well, we tried. Once again, the same area as before, we have done some damage, but painting with spray cans was a lot harder and we didn't want to get caught. And we wanted to get better, so we were looking for a safe spot out of the hood. Thanks God I was living out of the city. This fence that you see behind me is the place where we practiced our graffiti skills with our first graffiti cans. See that, Rowie? It says Deco. That used to be my name before Doke. Look at this. No way. These are the cans. Our first graffiti cans. We used to hide them over here because we couldn't really take them home. That's nice. There were some tags, some attempts to do a graffiti piece, but I wouldn't call it my first serious graffiti. That happened somewhere else. On the other side of the city, at Preska. Back then, I've prepared everything. I had a serious sketch, cans. Unfortunately, I bought the bad kind of cans, which didn't cover at all on the wall, so I never really finished the piece. But you should remember this place because we will come back later. And we are back at the big fence. While we were painting over here, we noticed a little building across the field. And that's the place where I created my first solid graffiti piece. The house is still out there. I came back there a few more times. I painted one more piece, some throwies, some tags, and that's it. And if you want to talk about the fence, I've done just one more piece over here. I have to say that I was really lucky back then because in this area around the fence, we had 5 more amazing spots for painting. First of all, let's talk about the area number 1. Area number 1 consisted of 2 abandoned blocks of flats, multiple walls, and a huge tower that was like 40 meters high. This is a place where I painted my second piece ever, and my first serious graffiti production, which was later crossed by my friend Harep, but we have no hard feelings about that. Apart a lot of tags and throwies, I've done 9 pieces in this area. Unfortunately, the place doesn't exist anymore. If we go about 300 meters further, we get to the area number 2, which consists of a big abandoned factory, big hall, multiple walls, and one more building. It's another graffiti wonderland where I painted 10 graffiti pieces and counting. Area number 3 consists of 3 walls that looked the same and were located in about 5 kilometers range. These walls were actually made as a dung or manure storage, so painting over there was always a little bit smelly. But apart that, these spots were big, such a great walls located in the fields, almost perfect for us. I've done 14 paintings at these 3 spots. Area number 4 is another house located in the fields about 200 meters from one of the dunk storages. When we came there, the walls were almost virgin. It used to be one of my favorite places to paint because there was no wind, no rain, perfect painting conditions. I've done 8 pieces at this location. About 2 kilometers further over the fields, we found another building like this. It was kind of hard to get there on a bike, so I painted just 2 pieces at this spot. And yeah, my English used to be great. And so these were the 5 main spots surrounding my home. Painting over there was always great, but not all my graffiti friends, especially classmates from the other side of the city, were willing to travel over here. So if we come back to the school area, we find our after-school spot, the behind garages spot. This spot with not so great walls is located at the edge of the hood, and yeah, I painted 4 graffiti pieces over here and also this flower. One of the quirkiest spots that we ever had used to be located behind this brand new building, which is located right below the Slovak parliament. The wall was hidden behind the trees and I painted just a single trophy over here. But if I remember correctly, I also painted this crew piece in behind. Well, I'm not really sure, but let's call it 2 pieces. And we are coming back to the spot where I tried to create my very first graffiti piece. Preskan was not that far away from the school, but most importantly it was, and it still is, a huge great wall with a lot of space. It's kinda legendary. There were stories about police officers jumping out of trains. But yeah, despite of that, I created 7 graffiti pieces at this spot. Another spot located in the city was Tronet. Old abandoned school that was just huge, impressive, and covered with graffiti everywhere. Later on, there was a big jam with a lot of great murals, but unfortunately, the building is gone right now. I painted 3 pieces over there. We used to have one more huge spot right in the city center, which started as a building owned by some guy who liked graffiti. He made it legal, and for a while it was the #1 painting spot in the city. Back then I painted 1 piece over here. Later it was not so legal anymore, and back then I painted 1 more piece over there. And right now, as you can see, the building is just gone and we got these guys instead. A few hundred meters from this spot we got Prístavný most. The bridge is quite long, and back in the days I painted 2 pieces on the left side of the bridge. And in the recent years I painted 3 more pieces on the other side of the bridge, which is 5 pieces together. And from the city we are coming back to the fields, because there is more. One beautiful day when I was 13 years old, I went for a walk with my dog Gira, and somehow I discovered Vodárne. Few abandoned buildings located in the middle of nothing. Back then there were just few awesome graffiti pieces, and apart of them it was all clean. This spot still exists, and over the years I painted 10 graffiti pieces over here. Morkárne. Another awesome spot appeared right in the middle of the village where I used to live. Abandoned chicken farm used to be huge with plenty of buildings and walls. We used to use this place as a party spot, and it was also our meeting point, but also painting spot where I painted 10 pieces overall. Unfortunately, the place doesn't exist anymore. But this is not the end of my squad list. Later on, we discovered another awesome clean squad with such awesome walls in the nearby area. I painted 2 pieces over here. Unfortunately, this one is already gone as well. Even later, when we already had cars and we were able to travel, we discovered an awesome squad with beautiful walls about 10 kilometers away from the city. I painted 2 graffiti pieces over here. And so, these are the spots where I painted multiple times, but that's not everything. Right now comes the time for the one-timers. Spots all around Bratislava where I painted just once. A beautiful wall under another Bratislava bridge. The only solid piece that I painted on my old school. Corner piece in some small abandoned building. This legal piece, another legal piece. Chrome in some abandoned building. Yeah, I used to have a name Irosa for a while. A commission for a bike shop, which is funny because 7 years later I created another bike shop related commission about 500 meters from the previous one. My very first YouTube piece at some boards, commission for some gym, legal piece on a fence of my friend, legal piece on the most infamous building in our city, Pentagon, GTR commission for my friend, a piece in some squad with star, commission for my YouTube network, ugly commission in a city center, and a legal piece on a busy street. And the kindergarten. I've got more one-timers for you, but I didn't really create these. Some random people created them for me. First, sort of bombing next to a road. Our first rooftop ever in the middle of nowhere. This awesome trophy. Chrome next to a major road. Chrome with our friends from Up Crew in the middle of nowhere. Chrome next to a major cyclist trail. Chrome next to train rails. A piece next to a road. Another chrome next to a road. I created a piece on the other side of this bridge, but I don't really have a picture. And some experiments somewhere in a forest. Oh yeah, and there were also tags, but nobody can really count them. And right now, we are getting to sort of a modern era, an era of my YouTube channel, which consists from legal walls, especially legal walls. The legal with waves. I painted 5 graffiti pieces over there, and the place is still legal. Hornbach wall. This spot used to be one of my favorite places. I painted 7 graffiti pieces over here. Unfortunately, the place is not legal anymore. Legal wall Sedmokraskova. Nice spot with plenty of walls where I painted 9 pieces. People are not really sure if the wall is still legal at the moment, but I believe that it is. Legal wall Sumrachna. A wall located next to headquarters of the biggest political party in the country, which is not really the truth anymore. Consists of 2 walls and it is one of my most frequent spots. I painted 23 pieces over here. Legal wall Rendes. Huge wall located close to my old studio, used to be legendary. There were graffiti jams over here and I attended 2 of them. But that was a long time ago. Since then I painted 17 pieces over here, including 2 huge pieces. The subway station. Probably the most notorious spot on this channel that consists of multiple walls and pillars. I painted unbelievable 55 pieces at this spot, which is a lot. By far, this is my most frequent spot. Dubček school area. My first piece over here was a commission for a basketball team. Much later, I painted 3 pieces for the local community, which gave me a legal wall where I painted 5 more pieces. So together it is 9 pieces. Unfortunately, the wall is not legal anymore. The old airport is really an abandoned airport that was the closest painting spot to my old studio. I painted 9 pieces over here. Legal wall of the angry biker is a great wall, except the cars that are parking in front of the wall. I painted 6 pieces over here. Slovnaft legal wall is a quite new spot where I painted 2 huge pieces. The only problem of this spot is the light, which is uneven because of the bridge. Zlate Pieski Lake. I painted 2 commissions over here. And so these were the spots of the modern era, but that's still not everything because I painted 17 graffiti pieces and also some characters on a foil at multiple locations. And that's still not everything because we were so far discussing just pieces in the area of my city, Bratislava. Right now it's time to travel a little. These are all my pieces in the different locations all around Slovakia. 4 pieces in Dubnica, where I used to paint with my friend Bite. A piece in a random guy's garage somewhere in South Slovakia. A piece with my man That's It in Trnava. A piece on a legal wall in Žilina. A piece on a legal wall in Spišská Nová Ves. A bar commission in Senec. A piece in a abandoned building at unknown location. And right now all the spots I painted out of Slovakia. 1 piece in Freiburg, Germany, 1 piece in Brno, Czech Republic, 4 pieces in Los Angeles, USA, 2 pieces somewhere in Death Valley, USA, 1 piece in San Diego, USA, 1 piece in Las Vegas, USA, 1 piece in San Francisco area, USA, 3 pieces in the capital of Austria, Vienna, 3 pieces in the capital of Czech Republic, Prague, 2 pieces in Ljubljana, Slovenia, 1 piece in Trier, Germany, and 2 pieces in Wagendorf, Germany. And that's it if we want to talk about the foreign countries where I painted. I also painted 8 pieces on boards at my old home, and 3 pieces on my new walls in my studio. And yeah, there is also this piece right in my studio. That's +1. And so that's it. That's every single spot that I ever painted. Right now it's time to talk numbers. You've already heard the number of pieces per spot. Right now, the number of all spots is 89. If I count all foil pieces as a 1 spot. If I don't count it like that, it's 105 spots where I painted graffiti. And right now the number that I really wanted to know, the number of pieces since I started graffiti. This is a number of proper graffiti pieces. I didn't count tags, I didn't count some super fast throwies. I counted characters and graffiti pieces. 326 pieces in 13 years. Which means that the average number of pieces per week is 0.52. So I basically create a half piece every single week. That's it. These were all the spots that I ever painted. I got pretty nostalgic during the preparation of this video. It also took me quite a lot of time, but I'm really happy that I did it. Another awesome thing that I really appreciate is that I got a picture of almost every single one of these pieces. There are just like 2 or 3 pieces that are missing. I'm pretty sad about that, but yeah, you know, you can't have it all. Well, actually you can have it all, but whatever. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video just as I did, thumb up would be awesome as always, and this was it. Yeah, bye.